That's the kind of girl I need down with my team. Black sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my team. Black sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my team. Black sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my team. Black sugar, no cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my team. Black sugar, no cream.
Yes.
That was good. They did a good job on that.
Shout out to Doc Sizzle, Chris Bell out of Danville.
Who are these people?
He the same person. He the one did the new intro.
Oh,
so we
okay.
had been out for about, 2-3 episodes? No, it's been longer than that.
No, last time we did it, who was here?
I'm saying when we play, how long have we had the intro? The new intro?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I like it. It sounds good. It's pretty smooth. Yeah,
and YouTube haven't flagged it yet, so
they'll be all right, man. They ain't gonna do nothing.
So
it's like original, go like the Soul Train stuff.
Right. But welcome back. This is Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream podcast, episode 60.
Wow, 60 of them, y'all.
60.
We can't get a button or something. We can't get a thing.
Oh, hand claps. Oh man, I got effects.
Come on. Yeah.
Round of applause. Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. I am at Kenneth Jinx on all social media platforms. Ken Jinx on Facebook, but at Kenneth Jinx on Twitter, Instagram. I think that's all I do.
That's a lot. That's a whole lot. I'm Brother Timothy. How'd I get some ats in front of my name?
You just got to embrace the social media,
That's all?
Yeah.
And I get that, like, preposition?
Yeah.
I want one. Well, sign me up.
I guess.
Okay.
Well, as you can see with Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream, we're on all platforms where you can listen to podcasts, most notably SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Music Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeart, TuneIn,
SoundCloud.
And SoundCloud.
Okay.
YouTube.
Will YouTube?
Huh?
Spotify.
Yes, sir. Spotify.
Good.
And if our YouTube audience is viewing,
I can see it right here.
We have company. So 60 in.
Wow.
And we're gonna give the listeners a good show. We have guests. One of them is returning.
He what happened to the other dude?
Hey,
he started his own thing. He out there slinging that green, out there working it.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
But no. He's returning, and he bought some of his friends and compadres. We are going to.
That's good. Co-slangers.
And his brother Timothy might be giving it away. We are going to talk about cannabis. Weed.
That green.
Mary Jane. Without further ado, we have Sean returning from NuMed, dispensary here in town. And he brought two guests with him, Natasha.
Right there.
And Luis.
Right there.
Hello.
Yeah, guys, put your lips on the mic. Pause.
Yeah.
How we all doing?
Not too bad.
Very well. Thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you all for coming.
Great. Good. Come on, get a little close on them. Yep. Yeah, that way you can hear.
Yeah.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Say something.
I am great.
Good.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little better.
Yeah,
Thank
sound
you.
good.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Okay, that's good. This is good.
So, without further ado, Sean, again, this is your return trip. Thank you for having us. How you been since the last time you came on the show?
Pretty good. A lot's changed. Getting busier and busier at the store. Getting excited for the new year. Becoming a father myself.
Oh, congratulations, man. Wow, that's good.
All right.
Congratulations, man. That's good. See there, that weed works at.
Okay, so you said getting ready for the start of the year. We're in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll let you all tell us what's going to take place in Illinois at the start of the year. Somebody go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, they excited. Look at them. They fired up.
Yeah. So January 2020, adult use cannabis will be recreationally legal. Anyone over the age of 21 years can come in with their ID and purchase cannabis at a recreational dispensary. They'll be popping up everywhere.
Wow. How much can they get?
So it's going to be 30 grams of cannabis, actual flower, 500 milligrams of infused THC, and
5 grams.
5 grams of concentrate. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
They remember that.
I'm an elementary school mind when it comes to that. Break that down.
Well, 30 grams is about an ounce.
Okay, about an ounce.
Or 8 eighths for
Eight
people
eighths.
who might be familiar with that
Music.
term.
How much is that?
An eighth is 3.5 grams.
How much it cost?
On average, about $50 to $60. Sometimes you can get deals lower at the store. Sometimes for
Military discount, something like that.
of
course,
veteran
always.
discount
Veteran
for
discount.
sure.
Oh, wow.
See, there you go.
Man, yeah, that's where I'm going to go. Right.
10% every day.
So just the ID. Just bring the ID. Bring the military ID. Bag the truck up.
Yeah.
This is the king of the one-liner, guys.
Every now
Stay
and then.
focused. Stay focused.
Wow. How often can somebody come in and get that?
So that's a possession limit. Basically, it says that you can have that much on you at one time. So,
I gotcha.
But there is no really per dispensary. I think you can technically purchase as much as you'd like up to that amount per dispensary as a recreational patient. There are some unanswered questions as far as how that's going to be tracked. It's probably going to be much like the medical cannabis, but we haven't had all the details for that quite yet.
Wow. They're like, damn, man, you was just here yesterday. Come on now.
Okay, so let me bring Luis and Natasha in. You all are new to our show. We just met, so tell us. I mean, just give us a little brief bio / history.
Yeah,
how did you two get to NuMed?
Yeah.
What is your? I mean, hey, what's your history with cannabis, marijuana use?
You don't tell
if you have any.
everything now,
I mean,
first.
well, I'm just saying, you know.
Well, a brief bio by myself. I went to high school here, and then I left 21 years. Came back last year, and I was granted the opportunity to work for NuMed. My history is really just seeing the benefits of the medical cannabis when it came to like the medical, the cancer patients, and just seeing like they're on the, going through the chemo, they weren't able to eat, and the cannabis was able to stimulate their appetite and to help with the pain and things like that. So that just made me an advocate right away. So it was exciting to be able to work for NuMed.
That's good.
Okay. All right, Luis. Give it up.
I've been at NuMed for
Hey man,
a year and a
wait a
half.
minute.
I've been at NuMed.
You gotta relax. Y'all, you like the banana in the tailpipe, dude. You gotta just kind of relax a little bit. And come on with it now. We relaxed up in here.
Okay.
You ain't get medicated like the rest of them before you came in here? He did.
No,
Stay focused, Luis. I tried to warn you now.
I've been at NuMed for about a year and a half,
Okay.
and cannabis has always been a big role in my life.
Okay.
And so I started working at NuMed, and it was actually great to see how cannabis affected people in a medicinal way.
Okay.
It was a step back from the recreational side.
Okay.
So I fell in love with cannabis because of the way it made you feel, the way it could the mind tricks the body tricks the mind. But with medicinal, it's a whole different ball game. Like, so not everyone needs to get high.
Okay. So when you smoke the weed, you don't necessarily get high.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie and say that.
I'm saying, who's gonna smoke weed and not get high.
Oh no, no, not just we smoke edible. There's way more to cannabis than just smoking.
Yeah, I was reading. You got gummy bears, gummy
Edible,
worms, you got
topicals,
chips.
yeah. You can,
Yeah, you got raw, you got grease, Vaseline. Y'all mix anything up in that way.
like there's I mean, there's people that come in all the time that put lotions on their knees.
You know
just to
what?
be able to,
And I can put that on my knees.
Yeah, we saw a great body.
Will I get high?
No,
You will not. No.
no, it just makes
You just get the medicinal
feel-
benefits.
Really?
so good.
Yeah.
So right now, I would need to have a card
Yes.
in order to get the knee rub weed.
Have you ever heard of like BioFreeze?
No, that's
Oh,
Michael Jackson. I think tried it.
No, like it's like a compound that has a cooling effect on your muscles.
like icy hot.
Like icy hot, yeah.
Okay,
Icy
yeah,
hot.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
saw
like
a
the
product
Vic
called
Sad.
Muscle Freeze, which all it is an icy hot with CBD and THC.
Wow, but I still gotta have
You
got
still
the
have to have a
card
medical
until
cannabis
January.
card right
Then I
now.
can.
Yeah, it's federally illegal.
Wow. Okay, but y'all can get it since y'all got cards.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Since you two are new, so just it probably is counterproductive to go to NuMed and ask for a job and you're not really open or eligible. I mean, because even the last time most everybody had a card and the other guy talked about some of his conditions, and Luis, and you all have talked about some of your passions. So I mean, I don't want to answer the question myself that I'm asking, but it does make sense for the workers to, I don't want to just say use, but like, yeah, use. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean,
Keep it from. Keep it from stealing or getting it illegal. I mean.
Well, you want to buy.
But I mean,
car
it
from
is a
someone who doesn't
job,
know
though.
anything
Like
about
you work at
cars,
a bank,
Yeah,
you just
he
not
got a
you're not
good
gonna
point.
take the money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, I said you wouldn't want to buy a car from someone who doesn't know anything about cars, right?
Exactly. That's what.
Yeah,
And that's
that
what
makes
I'm
sense.
saying. That yeah. So
You got to smoke weed in order to work there.
Not necessarily. That's
right, and that's what
But wait.
that's the discussion I want to talk about before we move on. Yeah.
But you got to at least be able to carry a card to work there.
You have to be licensed through the state. What's called a registered agent through the state.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Smoking cannabis is not a requirement, and we don't necessarily consider it a qualification either.
One of our best employees doesn't even have a card.
Yeah, that's
Tyler.
true. And not only that, John, one of our new hires, doesn't have a card either. And he doesn't care a whole lot about it.
Oh, okay.
So he's a good worker. We don't necessarily consider that a qualification, but we will ask about your knowledge about it. We assume that if you're looking for a job at NuMed or a dispensary or in the industry at all, you have some interest in cannabis.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't discriminate either way.
That's good.
No, for
very
sure. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to get that
That makes sense.
kind of out the way. Luis said he's getting it in. Like,
Yeah, don't tell everything, Louis.
well, now you can tell everything. If
Man.
we cleared it, I sent the questions.
I signed the papers.
Uh-oh.
No, we're pretty transparent. Honestly.
Yeah,
That's good.
There's a reason I brought these two.
Yeah.
They open.
I guess I could go a little bit into my background. Like, I chased cannabis so much that I wanted to do it as a profession.
Okay.
I ended up like going to college, getting a degree,
Damn.
pursuing the plant.
Mhm.
Now, and then I approached Sean, and I was given an opportunity to work, and it's kind of worked out.
Can you grow it in your backyard?
Not yet.
But you will.
Next year, patients will be allowed to grow up to 5 plants, and
Okay.
if they want to do it in their backyard, it needs to be in some kind of greenhouse setting, an enclosed space, locked facility, out of plain sight. Little details, have to have running water, sleeping quarters, stuff like that. So, but it has to be an actual facility, not a makeshift. You're not going to be able to grow 10-foot monsters in the back, but
Who can do that?
not no one in Illinois. I mean, maybe in California, maybe in a more I guess
Really, I guess you're limited by your resources.
Yeah.
What if I have the resources to have a weed farm.
So
Can I sell it to NuMed?
There's rules in the new bill for that, and that's called a craft operation, craft grow operation, which you can get a license. We actually brought some information because I don't have it all memorized. But essentially, a craft operation is a 5,000 square foot focused operation on where you declare you're making some sort of specific product, like a lotion or maybe a specific strain or some kind of novelty product that's cannabis related. And in that regard, you can grow within that 5,000 square foot and sell your product to a dispensary or dispensaries. Yeah, so there's a lot of different opportunities in the bill that's coming up as far as like transporting services and
Infusion license.
What is that? What's
infusion. I was thinking the same thing.
So, from my understanding, you're able to basically grow for the purpose of infusing. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you're able to, make products, and you're able to sell to dispensaries and patients, if I'm understanding that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and
from my
that
understanding,
requires a license.
Yes,
A special license.
It does. Yes, it's $5,000 for the application fee, $5,000 for the license. Yep.
And there's all kinds of things you can do. For example, we're even tossing around the idea, and this isn't set in stone by any means, but we'd really like to see this in the future for NuMed, is like a lounge area, a cafe where you can actually bake products.
That's dope. Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, that's literally, yeah.
So where are you going to consume?
Yeah. So it'd be public consumption. We'd be baking goods that would be literally infused.
I can't even use slang.
I mean, that is dope, man. That's good.
I mean, yeah, that's clever to have a lot. Yeah. It's like a bar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good name for it too. Dope.
Actually, we got a name. Trademark Waken Bakery.
Right. Yeah.
Trademark.
So y'all ready?
So do you all have you all are ready to go January 1st? Because I know it was in the paper that your in-town competition was ready to go, but
Who the competition?
So we there's not really.
Okay, it's enough.
Hey.
We're actually
We all work together. It's enough for everybody, man.
Patients, and I think that soon we're all not gonna be looking at it like that.
For sure.
And there's times where we actually do communicate with each other about certain things, and hopefully in the future to do certain events and have some really nice cannabis related community events here in Urbana and Champaign. There's a lot of things that we really, really would like to do. And it'd be hard to do them by ourselves entirely. So honestly, right now, the industry kind of has us at each other's throats because of the scarcity of some of the product until the new year. Really, we don't look at it like that,
Wow.
But to answer your question, we have applied for our licenses, and I think that we're just waiting to announce until all of our licenses are coming through. Is what is pretty much the most I can say.
For sure.
Wait, you have to apply just like anybody else? It's not like you're already doing it, so you kind of grandfathered into it. You have to apply
So the way that works is that we were able to apply before everybody else.
Okay, since you're already doing it.
But there are some benefits to having been in the program already. But there is an application process, and we, because of the new bill, we are kind of looking at the way we are moving forward too. So,
How is it like? Is that like a liquor license?
I guess you could look at it like that, but it's a lot more expensive. And a lot more politics involved.
Wow. And it's a limited number of licensing that would be given out in the state or in the county or the city, or how does that work?
Both. So for the overall state, and then they're divided up between counties. For example, I think Peoria is going to get 3 dispensaries.
In all of Peoria?
3 additional dispensaries in all of Peoria.
Okay.
And we're on top of our ones that were grandfathered in. There might only be 1 more additional dispensary in Urbana, Champaign area.
That's a lot of control.
Yeah. Not my decision.
Wow. So anybody just can't pop up and like, you know what? I'm going to have my own dispensary, or y'all come to the house after 7 or something.
And no, it's not. It's not so easy as just saying it.
Wow.
There seems to be a lot to it.
Feel free to jump in if you know, but I'm gonna come back to you too.
Okay.
Okay.
Sean?
So, how do you feel about what is going to take place January 1st, just in general, and then what are your feelings on what do you foresee happening? And what I mean by that is, do you anticipate this Black Friday rush on like January 1st or 2nd?
Good point.
Or I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
so you do.
We definitely anticipate that. What was your first question right before that?
How do you just feel about it becoming legal recreationally?
Thank you. I'm excited about it because a lot of people will be able to gain access to the products without having to meet a debilitating condition right now. And that's just stopping a lot of people. And I'm just really excited about people being able to try the products. And a lot of it is just, they think it's a smoking and things. And we already talked about the different ways that you can consume.
Okay.
So that's what I'm very excited about personally. And yes, we definitely expect a huge.
Wow. They got extra security. I mean,
I'm sure that's
Yes.
putting the words.
I was saying, man, get extra security because it's new. I mean, look at Walmart. They going in to get TV. People, boy, and you start talking about that green. Y'all better get some people over there. But y'all right by the police station.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we even accidentally set our alarm off, they're there and.
Man, they in the parking lot waiting to get they little pop on. Waiting on theirs. Wow.
Yeah, they're there in seconds.
They're our friends for the most part.
Gotcha. That makes sense now. Wow. Now, can you drive and smoke weed at the same time?
No.
You cannot?
I mean, you're capable of doing so. It's illegal to do.
It's illegal? It's just like cigarettes. You can drive and smoke a cigarette, or vape or whatever. Who gonna stop you if you vaping and you got some of that with that stuff in there, that CBD?
We no.
Yeah.
I guess the best answer is that it's illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, we want to get the listeners information. We having a good time, but we do definitely want to inform.
Yeah, it's sliding in there. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Wow. So anybody can come in over the age of 21. So if you're 21, you come in there with an ID, you can buy whatever. Whatever limit is.
Yep. Yes,
Okay. Doesn't matter nothing about the background, nothing.
No.
State ID or driver's license, something like that.
Pay a higher tax.
Huh?
Yes.
Pretty much it.
Who?
That's basically the.
What did you say? I'm
You
sorry.
have to pay a higher tax.
Yeah.
That's basically
Definitely a
it.
difference in the tax.
How much is the tax? Let's say, you come in and buy, $20. What's the percentage?
Well, it's a tiered system based on the category of product. So flour, for the most part, is going to be 15% before the local taxes.
Damn.
So it's going to be 18%.
Wow. It's like credit card
And
stuff.
that's so
Right now it's 1%.
Yeah, for medical patients, it's 1%. That's going to stay 1%.
Look at that. Will it stay 1%?
Yeah, for every product, it's going to be 1%. So for flour,
okay.
Which is the smokable, what most people would break up and roll up, 15 to 18% for edibles. These are your pop brownies and gummies and things. It's going to be 28%.
Damn.
Concentrates.
That is incredible. 28%, like bad credit. You got bad credit. you got
Illinois wants new
30%.
roads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask where the money go, but what's the highest?
Well, the highest is concentrates, and that's your vape pens, your what's called dabs. These are your waxes and sugars, these smokable concentrates, extracts. 38%.
Wow.
Taxes.
Predators. Wow, and they'll pay it. I mean,
But the way you breaking it down, the street dealer might be okay for a little bit, right?
Well, so what I'm about to say is all speculation based on just things I've heard.
you're not being quoted, man. Come on with it.
I'm just saying. I don't want to say this is a for sure thing. This is just stuff I've heard. They are going to do everything they can to keep medical prices where they are.
Okay.
Meaning that recreational prices will be more expensive. If that happens, of course, that's going to drive a black market.
Y'all done locked up all the black people.
I said the black market.
I know, man. We had the market cornered.
But what I've heard from, I guess I'll just say someone who I know rubs elbows with politicians, is that after the new year, supposedly they're really going to do a crackdown on the black market. There's going to be a big push on the black market, and I've heard that at a federal level.
Wow.
Again, that's just speculation, but it's interesting what's going to happen because, for me, I think the prices just have to come down, or they're trying to force everybody to become a medical patient. And is what
Wow.
That's what it seems like.
And medical patients, I think, should grow their own.
Yeah.
There's a lot of advantages to being a medical patient. So.
Wow. How hard is it?
To become a medical patient?
Yeah, just walk in there, just slobbing and say, I want it, I need it.
There's like over 40.
It's become much easier since the last time we spoke. Along with the recreational bill, a few more conditions were added to the list. I may not remember all of them off the top of my head.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Autism, anorexia, chronic pain, which is the big one.
Getting people off opioids.
And getting people off of opioids.
Wow.
So there's a whole other program for that, actually. The opioid alternative program.
Opioid, that's like crack or that's meth stuff?
That's like when they say opioid, it's really meant to mean pharmaceuticals.
Any pharmaceuticals.
So like Vicodin, fentanyl, things like that.
The transitional drugs that kind of transition you from...
These are the heavy-hitting pain meds that the doctors will shove down your throat after a surgery.
Wow. How y'all going to do that?
Well, honestly, no. That program's already in effect, and it's helped a lot of people.
People are getting better.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's amazing to see people off opioids.
Yeah,
wow. But they're on what's that stuff y'all got over there?
Whatever they want to consume.
Whatever
a lot of people that are transitioning from opioids take edibles. So they usually take some kind of gummy. Sometimes we have to find the right dose for them. So anywhere from a gummy to a high concentrated RSO oil, which would be just a really high dose of concentrated THC. Yeah.
You present a bottle of pills to someone who's been consuming pills, they're just going to be like, no, thank you. Can I try chocolate? And that's the best part is you can get the same dose in chocolate, gummy, fruit chew, tablet, capsule, however you want to consume it. You say chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate,
drinks,
suppository.
Let's talk about it.
What about the monster pharmaceutical companies who are not just going to let this just happen? How does that work? Well, or will they start doing the same thing? Will they start selling this stuff?
I think they're already involved. I think these are the people that are running most of these cultivation centers.
Now that makes a lot. I wonder where they work because I know
and that's why I'm a big advocate for the medical scene just because there needs to. The government should provide some form of alternative medicine for the people.
Okay.
So and if we have to cut costs by using certain methods and doing some sort of artificial lighting or some sort of artificial salt-based nutrient, that's what these companies do. They cut costs by using something out of a bottle, something that's deemed organic. So
is this stuff organic or y'all check for pesticides and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's all
Illinois has
pesticide. It's all organic.
Restrictions in the country.
No issues. No we got to recall any recalls. Like let's recall this SKU or UPC code
it's a plant, and because it's a plant, it's organic, and a lot of this that's getting processed into foods. Things can happen, but it's caught almost immediately every time. Not only do the cultivators screen it, and if they have any issues, they just won't release the product. If we have a product on our shelf, there's dates, there's a expiration date, there's shelf lives, and we will make sure that those aren't sitting around for too long. So there's a lot of personal accountability, not only on the cultivator side, but on our side. But, to say that, a cultivator hasn't called me like, hey, someone complained about this product at the dispensary, pulled off your shelf. That has happened. Whether or not we've seen anything wrong with that product, we will still do that because, the cultivator said, hey, someone complained about product X. Don't sell it. We won't.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm not as funny as him, but I just had to ask because you were saying, they have expiration dates, so you don't put the stuff on sale when you're trying to get rid of it.
Of course we do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you do have
They got Black
sales.
Friday. They got the Black thing coming up.
We got Black Friday sale coming right up too.
Oh, for real?
Close for Thanksgiving.
But you gotta have a card already.
Right, you got to have a card for Black Friday.
Right. Yeah.
Our patients are listening. Wednesday,
They ready.
Friday.
They fired up.
When is this going to air?
But tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. We have a job fair on the 26th.
It's next Tuesday
Next Tuesday.
Yeah. I'll air it. Yeah.
at the Urbana Free Library.
Yeah. It'll be 12:30 to
12:30,
4:30.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can plug that the whole rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people? How many people y'all hiring? A couple hundred.
Well, we're
It seemed like
we're hiring. We're hiring up. That's all I can say. And it's kind of out of our hands since the new bill passed. There's a real focus on social equity hiring, and they're basically telling us to grab as many resumes as we can and funnel them on up. They really want to focus on hiring a lot of different people.
Yeah, it's good. I see y'all represent. Y'all got some melting pot stuff going on in here. I think that's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very.
Y'all planning like that? They sent y'all like this, or y'all just came on your own like this?
Well, beyond that, I couldn't think of two better employees to have brought.
Man, go and
to
give
be
them
honest.
something. Go and get them a button or something. Get y'all a little button. Get y'all a little shout out. That's good.
When y'all listen back, y'all hear our effects.
But I did crack that joke to Natasha, and I was like, last time they were asking me a lot of questions.
Yep.
She probably caught. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back to you. But
right.
no, for real. Being minorities, in the field,
Who
just
minority?
okay, man. I guess that's just well, in this room, I guess Sean's the minority, but All right, let me do another one.
But y'all got this whole EEO thing going on, right? Where y'all like equal employment like thing, opportunity, stuff like that.
Yeah.
definitely.
So if somebody has a track record in the past, they like got caught some kind of drug charge, would they be considered for employment, or where you got, or it's just like nope, we ain't doing it right now, or would they be like not exonerated, but will you consider hiring them?
Actually, we have a very specific answer to that question. So, firstly, I guess it depends. If you got busted for a couple kilos of cocaine, I'm sorry, we're not going to hire you.
I mean, I wouldn't either, but yeah.
But with the new bill, there is actually laws for expungement for minor cannabis cases.
That's good.
Okay? And if I remember correctly, it's up to 30 grams.
Come on, Natasha.
Yeah, she got it. She like, waiting. I'm
She's
gonna answer
ready.
some of these
Yeah,
questions.
speaking to the mic too, because they need to hear this.
Yeah.
So, and this is a big deal. So,
Yeah.
this is automatic expungement for minor cannabis cases.
Really?
And if there's a tier, so if it's above a certain amount, you can actually approach your lawyer and try to get something bigger than the minor amount taken off the record too.
Okay.
Part of our hiring, the social equity rules actually specifically involve hiring people who qualify for that expungement. So
Okay.
we are specifically looking for people who've been affected, whose lives have been affected by being judged for being involved with cannabis.
I think that's very forgiving,
Yeah.
or at least a good start. What you got over there?
I'm trying to make sure I'm reading this right. So less than 100 grams, if that's something that you were like convicted of, that's something that'll be dismissed, right? And then from 100 grams to 500 grams, isn't that?
So it's a sliding little scale system, right?
Yeah, you can't get caught with like 100 pounds and just think
That's what you want for businessmen. They could be slinging that stuff at the red light. They'll be dropping it off in packs.
Less than it.
Hey, you get caught with 100 pounds, man. You might have, man, we might not be able to hire you.
Well, I mean, who else gonna move it? I mean, they can move it.
Man, if you get caught with that much, that's not,
Blue
that ain't a good sign that you moving it.
This information is a little vague. Maybe you can read it better than me, but it's because I thought there was 2 tiers. This makes it seem a lot more complicated than it is.
Well,
Yeah, under 10 grams, fees, maybe given probation, 10 to 30 grams, class B misdemeanor. So 100 to 500
You have
grams.
to fall just right, basically.
gotcha. Yeah.
And
Well, you know who you are.
Yeah,
you know,
people,
it's some people that gonna tap
this
the
is-
line. Some people like, I ain't.
Yeah,
even,
they
know
just,
who they are.
They just following the
Honestly.
rules.
The important thing is if you have a minor cannabis charge, Google it. Look up Illinois expungement cannabis
good.
law, and you'll see if you can qualify.
Shout out to my man P. Preston James. We had a conversation at our model. I'm a model. Looks can be deceiving, but I had a model photo shoot, and one of my guys, P, he works for the city. I'm not gonna say which one, but we had a talk. I was telling him that we were gonna have this talk, and he was just trying to educate us from the other side. Just like he asked, you can't behind drive. That they're going to, the city is actually going to come have things in place where they'll be able to determine, like they do a blood alcohol content. They're going to have a weed content. That's coming.
The weed contest.
Yeah, no, I didn't say contest. I don't think, but they it's coming. So they're preparing as well. So
I could see that.
yeah. No, he said it's coming.
Crazy, like how diabetics check for their blood.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's coming. So they figuring it out.
I heard
So
they're trying to do some kind of mouth swab thing.
Yeah.
But I know that there's people fighting against that. They were going to do a trial somewhere up towards Chicago in a specific county. But I haven't heard about that in a while. So I'll have to look into that. But
Yeah.
that's such kind of a weird thing. If I smoked 20 days ago and didn't since, they can find it in my system. So,
So that's a slippery slope.
yeah,
so that's
That's a very slippery slope.
and that's why it's not exactly a fair determining factor.
Yeah.
You would almost have to admit that you just smoked, I think.
Say regulation. But the police, they're going to be transporting this stuff.
yeah, it's too much money to be made.
Well, I mean, anybody that's on the police force,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
they
they
could transition
have
right from.
Anxiety and all types of stuff too.
No, I'm
so-
saying, those who are currently serving on the
got
police
you.
force, they just move right. I'm like, look, man, I ain't stopping nobody fighting. They domestic. I ain't going over there for no domestic. I can go ahead and deal with this right here. Just transport it. Just set up, transportation. Because there will be regulations on who can transport this stuff.
Oh, yeah. When I was reading the bill, I think that they did that on purpose. They're actually going to prohibit dispensaries and cultivators from transporting it themselves.
See, it's got conflict of interest, so they got to be different entity. But they can set up you, and you can almost work together, but different tiers or different avenues. He growing it, she taking it from wherever she getting it from him, and then you selling to him, and then you got the dispensary, and then y'all got some LLC set up. We'll talk later.
They're adding more middlemen for sure, and it's almost as if they're trying to generate more tax revenue for the state.
Yeah, tax. That's incredible. So yeah, they're taxed, and they're taxed, and they're taxed.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
Wow.
taking this black market money and putting it.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's what they did, though. They wait until they had to make sure they could monetize or commercialize it. I'm pretty sure this has been in the works for quite some time. This is not new.
I mean, to hear certain politicians talk about it, even on the big stage, like look at Boehner when he just suddenly flipped and was like, pot's great all of a sudden. I'm seeing that on a local scale too.
Can't stop it, can you?
No, big money is trying to take over cannabis, and it's really
Wow.
people like us at this table that are trying to, I guess, keep it to where its roots are.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Wow. So what happens when Monsanto owns everything?
well, hopefully that's never going to be the case.
I mean, they could be just. I mean, they're working under some.
Poison.
You should have us back for a recreational conversation after the new year.
Wow.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, you know what? That I'm.
Big
I want to see it. I got to see. I'm staying in.
Hey, we could have a.
It's gonna be
we could
on
do
and
another
popping.
location that might be a little more cannabis friendly. You know.
What? Yeah, we could. They
I
can
threw
see
that out there this time.
Yep. But right now, I mean, that's a good idea. After anybody can do it, that'd be good. Because I know y'all gonna have a little parking lot. Y'all gonna have a block party and stuff right there by NuMed.
That's a nice parking lot. No, Luis, I wanted to come back to you. When you were going over your mini bio, you said that you so basically I forgot what he said, but he let it be known. I'm
He was
doing
standing at
it.
the frame over there. Yeah, he knew that was his thing, man.
So are you
The can of man.
Cannabis, look at that.
no, so my question to you is
Go ahead, Ruiz.
now that your job for the most part is helping out customers technically medicinally, how has your mindset towards cannabis and how has that kind of changed instead of just getting high, but to understand I mean, were you able to separate now from just basically getting high to the medicinal benefits, and now that you're in the field as a employee, I guess that's like I don't know. I'm babbling, but I really am trying to paint a picture of just somebody that.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I
Yeah.
also don't want to overcomplicate it either.
Right, and I think I definitely am doing that.
The cannabis plant, it does what it does to the body. It intoxicates us. It dissociates us from reality sometimes. It brings us into our body sometimes. It relaxes our muscles, but it does change our. I guess yeah.
Okay.
It's just it's kind of it's interesting. It's interesting seeing people who have never smoked the product explain how they felt. And but you don't want to tell them that they're just getting high. In their eyes, they're medicating it. They're medicating. But
I think that's where it comes in a huge difference with dosing. Like how much you take makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Just like if you're given Vicodin, 1 milligram is going to do, maybe take the edge off of pain. But if you take 10 milligrams, you're going to feel, really loopy. And that's the same thing with cannabis. There are people that are older than half of us combined that come in and we're not just getting them high. We give them as small doses as possible, and they don't feel high; they feel relief.
Okay.
Now, if they double or triple the dose, yeah, they're going to be giggling to themselves like anybody else would be. But it's all on how much you take. There's something called microdosing and macrodosing. So,
and they monitor that themselves.
Well, I think we help a lot.
Yeah, you don't want to cause you don't want someone to have some kind of psychotic episode.
Damn.
Honestly, yeah, like.
You can overconsume.
You can overconsume.
Can you?
I mean, it's gonna lay you down and make you sleep. But that's, I mean.
So we headed for like a dope culture.
No, let me ask a question. Let me ask because okay, so January 10th. I'm not a user. but I'm curious. I walk into NuMed. What the person at the desk, check my ID. How may I help you? And I tell the receptionist or one of you all, I want to do this recreationally, but I'm not a user. I don't know what strain. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I want to try since it's legal. It's almost like that girl or that guy turned 21 and his friends taking him out and he getting drunk and then they get in my Uber and throw up and
We would take the same approach. I'm sorry, we asked.
I'm speaking to anybody.
Oh, I think we would take the same approach recreationally that we would medically, which would be more like you say, if they just never tried it before, we'll probably recommend like a pre-roll or something like that, just something on a smaller dose. And then if they, do like it, they come back and we'll get like eighths or like larger quantities. Because like the medicinal patients, we do recommend the micro dosing option, so they're not, kind of.
And little goes a long way.
Yeah, it really does. So I think I would think we would take that same approach. Well, what effect do you want to have? Because I learned that from Luis. You can predict your mood with cannabis. So is this something you want to use in the daytime? Do you want to be functional? Do you want to go to sleep? Or pretty much throughout the day? And we just ask those questions and guide them in the right direction. But we ultimately want them to make their own decision. So we just educate them in that way. And then they move it on their own. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. You might see me after January 1st.
We hope to.
We hope, yeah.
It's job security. Look at that.
Honestly, just for anybody listening, it might be a little hectic, but express yourself. Let it be known you want to ask some questions, or you may not be familiar with it, and we're gonna really want to sit down and answer your questions. We want to share our knowledge. We want you to have a good experience, not scare you off. It's easy to overdo it, not to be confused with overdosing. You can't overdose on cannabis, but you can overdo it. And really that's just feeling uncomfortable before a 12-hour nap,
Right.
Yeah.
But take a nap, take some CBD or something.
But if you talk to us, ask us questions, get a little bit familiar with what you're doing, using us as your guide and resources, you're not going to have that issue.
Yeah, with cannabis, once you're good, you're good. Once you know how you want to feel, you pretty much just kind of ride the wave.
So yeah, any pushback from the city? I mean, I know you said they're your friends. So I think the last time we talked, it's still federally illegal, right?
Yeah.
So, but has the city of Champaign adjusted the fine or whatever? Because I thought I read, and I should have prepared a little better, that a ticket in Urbana was $75 and a ticket in Champaign was $300.
That sounds familiar, but to be honest, we can only really speak for Urbana.
Okay.
We know Urbana is really excited to have us. I think they spent more time deciding to add 3% tax than whether or not they wanted us, which is an obvious yes. They're happy to have us. They're working with us to find another location for a recreational, secondary recreational site in town. So, yeah.
Oh, so
They want us
so
to
you
succeed.
are okay.
They want us to succeed.
I could say, they need the money.
They want that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Louise.
looking out for people too.
Louise, just to stand. You don't have to lean in, but
Oh,
no, I'm gonna get you now. Yeah. So, anything else to add before we move on?
I was just thinking about has Champaign reached out as hungry or thirsty as Urbana?
No, I'm sure they're working with our counterpart over there more so. We're working with Urbana.
Wow, it's like Home Depot and Lowe's, man.
Yeah, you get that kind of vibe, don't you?
Yeah, man. Wow.
I didn't want to say their name either out
Yeah.
of respect because they here, so it just don't make sense.
if you go to Home Depot, you can get the raw tubes, but you can't get that over at Lowe's. And Lowe's may be doing something else. So
We've got a mutual respect, but I wouldn't feel comfortable speaking about what they may or may not be doing over there.
Wow, ain't that something, man?
They. I like it. Hey,
Yeah,
we not gonna
Lozano
get
and
down.
Bumpy Johnson, man. They trying to see who's gonna corner the market over here. That's pretty good. Y'all got this thing worked out, boy. So anybody just can't come and take over. Y'all already got y'all ready.
Well, I think we have some advantages.
It's like y'all turf, you know.
I do think we have some major advantages, but things could change. We're both looking at secondary locations, and
So it's a monopoly. It's a monopoly, oligarchy. It's an archy. It's something.
well, I mean, there are some companies out there that you could easily start to call it that, but I feel maybe I shouldn't say any companies' names right now.
But it certainly looked like it. It seemed like it.
But before you all came, I literally was reading articles and things like that, just trying to prepare. So I think Danville last night voted against. I think St. Joe has voted against. Savoy.
About Muhammad.
I think they voted against as well. I think a lot of rural areas have voted against the perspective. Shout out to the perspective of having recreational dispensaries in their towns. So, as people that work in the industry and will soon be dealing with it recreationally, how do you feel about that? I mean, are they just trying to fight the inevitable, or it's not like if somebody wants to smoke it, like St. Joe is like 10 miles away, like you're right off the expressway, like especially NuMed,
Well, they can't stop people from smoking.
Exactly.
They can disallow people from selling it in their county, but they're not going to stop people from smoking. I think that things will relax in the future, especially when they see how much tax revenue the cities around them are going to be making, and how much money they'll be bringing in from this. There are some that it makes sense. Danville, right on the border of Indiana. I think they kind
that's kind of silly, right?
That's a lot of trouble.
You think? Okay, that's
in
a
my
bit
opinion.
yeah.
That like they're right on the border. I think that's just asking for a lot of more attention than they want.
And I did pose a question about weed tourism, and like you said, like if somebody from Wisconsin coming into the state, Iowa, Indiana, I mean, do you all expect weed tourism as far as people coming to the state to buy that crossing state lines? That's like against the law, right? Or
Yes, that's why I hope the state knows that we're ready. I mean, they need to. Well, we need to provide a space for people to use cannabis, and at this moment, it hasn't been decided yet whether they're going to allow those spaces to exist. So that's kind of like they're going to allow people to come in, but are you going to allow them to hang out and stay? Like what's going on?
Yeah, because they definitely don't want people from Indiana chilling in our parks, lighting doobies up.
Yeah.
So
what's a doobie?
a joint.
Oh, okay, Sean, I got
It's
you.
old school, yeah.
Okay.
You met
You
Doobie
ever heard of
Brothers?
doobie?
Yeah.
Well, since we brought up out of state, I'll just read what I.
Come on with it.
No, so the limits are they can get 15 grams of flour and 2.5 grams of cannabis concentrate and 250 milligrams of infused product.
So basically, when they show their ID and you see that they're out of state, you're welcome to buy, but because you're out of state, this is all you. So what can an Illinois patient
Twice
get?
that.
Exactly.
Twice that. Okay.
Wow, but they can like stay a couple of days and then like that's per day
As far as we understand,
or per visit.
It's per day, but the rules are kind of vague. It kind
More
of
of a
looks like
possession.
it's supposed to be more of a possession. So
Yeah,
it's really
because
curious.
how do you cannot stop somebody because they can get some. It's like going to the plasma center. You can give plasma until can't even walk anymore. It depends on the system. But if they're all tied together, once you give them your ID, they're like, no, man, you just left NuMed over there. Now you're over
That's
here,
how
man.
medical works right now.
Yeah.
Also, so that you all will be able to track a person's ID if they went to a different dispensary or no?
Well, so It's kind of like that in medical. So we register them, and the only thing that stays tracked is how much they've purchased. So that's the only thing that's the only information that we can see is how much allotment they have currently. As far as my understanding, that's the only thing that's tracked. It'll probably be similar for recreational, but also the rules are
A little more gray.
a little more gray. Whereas it almost looks like you could go and pick up your allotment recreationally from one's recreational store, then go to the next recreational dispensary, then
Just
hit the
hopping.
next one up
Just
on the
weed
way,
hopping.
Yeah.
on the way back up to Indiana.
Wow.
You
But
know?
if they're caught with more than they're allotted, then
Then if you get caught,
You can't do it. I mean, I don't see how you could stop it. Like y'all can go and get however much you want, right? But you can't be in possession of a certain amount.
right.
Okay.
I still don't even think I really understood your question though.
I mean, purchase. There's a difference between purchasing and having it on your person.
Right.
So you can purchase a pickup load, but you can't have that on your person. Let's say you can come get enough like stacking them like Scott tissue. You can get like a family roll.
We know that you can only get 30 grams.
Okay.
So if you come in and you're a recreational patient, we know how much you can purchase. So if we're doing our job, if the system itself isn't stopping you, then we know we should only be selling you like this, just like carding you at an alcohol. It's our responsibility to say, hey, this patient should only be, or this customer should only be getting 30 grams of this
per
this today
per day.
That's the way we understand it.
Okay.
After that, when they leave, I guess, and I hate to put it this way, it's on them once they're out of our doors.
I was gonna say that I can't see how you can stop it. That was my only question. How do you aside from regulating how much you can actually purchase, which I don't think that's gonna happen.
The answer is that it's possible because they're doing it medical. They have a way that it's tracked and they can limit how much you purchase.
Okay.
Recreational, we hear it's going to be a different interface. We're not sure how that's going to work. So it's
gonna be interesting. I'm gonna extend for a couple of weeks. It's gonna be Z Nation for a little while because it's gonna be new. New people.
5 points, I think our parking lot's gonna be full. I think the strip across the street, the whole parking lot's gonna be full, and I think on the first, the whole 5 points is gonna be shut down.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be shut down.
Listen, I'm telling you, people, man, they waiting at the starting gate. They like this.
It's exciting.
Look at Luis, man. Luis, you my guy, man. I'm gonna have to get your car. So,
It's gonna be interesting.
man, I'm kind of.
So we can't start a weed business.
You can.
Y'all looking for jobs? I'm putting together a team. Hey, I'm serious.
We have some information actually about how you can apply for licenses. We have 2 of these printouts, and I was planning on leaving one with you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be good.
take it. Yeah.
Staple.
Yeah.
So,
Any of y'all interested in going into the weed business? Yes or no?
well, we are in the weed.
We're in the cannabis industry.
Now y'all on a different type. I'm talking about like
So
we can grow it ourselves and we can.
that is a whole summary of the whole bill.
Y'all gonna try to call me after it's over with.
So, you guys can keep that if you want to look at it now. But that's essentially a summary of the whole bill, including information about the craft licenses and the different businesses and how to apply and all that.
Wow.
All right, Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. This is episode 60. We are joined by NuMed employees Sean, Luis, and Natasha. You all doing all right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Great.
Okay.
Y'all
Again,
got right
thank
before
you
y'all
all.
got here.
Thank you all for coming. We got a few more questions we're gonna converse about and let you get on up out of here. I guess my next will there still be, I know you said you're looking for a new, yeah, I took my shoes off. I hope you don't smell too much. But no, I guess is this the end of the medical part of it since it's recreation, or will there still be a huge market for medical marijuana?
What it looks like is the plan is to funnel people into the medical program. I mean, it looks like they really want that. If they don't want that, then that's going to happen anyway because of the taxing structure. It just makes sense to be a medical patient unless you want to pay an extra 18.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You got that
Yeah.
tax on there.
Plus, if you want to grow your own, which is going to save you even more money, you do have to be a medical patient to grow your own.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And you
Okay.
can get 70 grams every 14 days, as opposed to
Oh yeah,
The 30.
or more if you have a doctor's note.
I need to talk to y'all off wax about some things. So, yeah,
Of course.
yeah, Luis. I'm gonna need your.
You seen this?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Cultivation organizations, if they want to get a license, the licensing costs for approval adult use licensing, non-refundable permit fee of $100,000.
It's a good vacation.
Listen,
Luis, you positive
$100,000.
about this? Yeah,
Luis is.
I mean, I think on the positive side,
For sure.
the members of society that do see this and do see this as an opportunity, grab it. I mean, right now, the people that are going to make the money are the people that have it, or the people that want it. The pieces will lay down as time goes by, but right now we might as well grab what the cannabis industry is giving to us. I mean, I think it's great. Like, think about like infusers. A lot of family businesses are going to start up. A lot of things that people can. Think about how many people got in trouble with cannabis, and now they're like, man, like I could open up my own infusing. I can do a delivery service. I could. Is it like?
I'm still kind of unclear what infusing means.
Infusing, say, mom and pop shop. You want to make your own creams. You want to make your own lotions. Say, I want to make my own chapstick.
Okay.
I want to make my own soap.
Okay.
Okay.
Fusion is like putting things, two different things together.
So you're actually
blending.
Say my dad was a dairy farmer. I was like, you know what? I'm
Also,
gonna
you
infuse
can.
butter for people.
Okay, so you can come into your spot, get infusion, and just experiment.
Well,
Or-
so no, he'd be actually infusing is putting like THC or CBD from cannabis into another product.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, so making.
So you
making
can
pot
actually buy
brownies.
those products from you all.
Yes. So the
Okay.
lotion we have is an infused product. Edibles are pot infused brownies.
Is it heavily regulated?
Yes. Very much
I would think so. Yeah.
ridiculously so.
Is the FDA involved in this in any kind of way?
No, not yet.
Because you're talking about food products.
Well, right now it's the Illinois Department of Agriculture and the Illinois Department of Professional and Financial Regulations.
And wow.
Yes, but the Illinois Department of Agriculture has really, really strict standards for how they process everything they do.
They're
Wow.
very strict.
Look at these licensing fees, man.
Well, in that form, actually, I was going to say there should be information about the social equity program where I believe minorities get about 50% off of their licensing and application.
Shit, I'm a
fees.
minority. I'm a double
That's what I'm
minority.
saying. I
I'm a
think
triple
it's
minority.
The first one is- yeah, you're done. Yep.
You know what? I will consider this and get back with y'all.
Get a group of your friends together, start a business,
I'm hiring y'all asses.
build an
1, 2,
empire.
3.
Build an empire for yourself.
Figure out how much y'all make, double it,
There's enough for everybody.
put together. Ain't no everybody. We just talking about us. Talking about everybody. No, you know what?
The Black Coffee Dispensary.
Man, black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Look,
Come and get
little
your
sugar, little cream. Put a macchiato stuff up in
THC
there.
infused coffee before you go to work.
Wait, what time is start time?
Wow. Right after this.
No, I did have a question. I have a lot of questions.
Definitely ask.
Are you is NuMed is NuMed? Are you gonna? Do you anticipate stocking enough product?
Every state that has gone recreational has hit a shortage. Every single one.
Okay,
It would be.
it's kind of like the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Like
Yeah.
they ran out. I mean,
They
do you?
got that lace with
They're
you.
not
It's
going.
lace.
They're not going to run. You're not going to
They
be
got a
3
3
months
on.
without the chicken sandwich, are you? Without weed now?
It'd be irresponsible to say that we are going to have plenty of product for everybody.
For sure.
It's going to be crazy at first. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, some of the cultivators I have spoken to, we're not expecting full production until March or April.
Man, yeah, they be throwing rocks and balls at y'all. They gonna have enough. People gonna be going crazy.
like they did with the sandwich, man. Oh no.
They be fighting out there in the parking lot, man. I mean, that's crazy. But at the Popeyes, got the big 18-wheeler, man. to make sure they don't run out. Especially when they start the new ones, the new Popeyes. Is it Popeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. New Popeyes, new Chick-fil-A. Hey, got that big 18-wheeler right in the back. They not going to run out. They keeping track of the inventory. They like, nope. Because especially when you start something new, man, people are all on it, man. So it's going to be interesting. Y'all got your little concealed carries and all other kind of stuff because people crazy. They're like, I ain't saying that. Yeah, you better get y'all.
Hey, no, that's real talk though.
Man, people crazy.
People
Y'all be waiting on y'all. I know y'all got that weed.
We're doing what we can to prepare.
That's good.
Yeah.
So just your advice to new users, to people that's anticipating this. We'll just go around.
That's good.
You can start just give the listeners your advice, your opinion on just what you see happening January 1st and beyond with the recreation, and then we'll just go around.
I mean, I think it's going to be a hailstorm at first. It's going to be pretty crazy, but ultimately, I think after a few months, the masses are going to get bored with it, and we'll reach a good rhythm after the hysteria falls a little bit, you know. But overall, I'm pretty excited, and looking forward to all the new things that are going to happen after the new year. New cultivators, new strains, all kinds of stuff.
Go ahead, Natasha, if you could kind of just give your take on what you're about to embark on in this new year with this recreation.
I agree. I think it's going to be a frenzy at first, but like I said it before, I'm really just excited that a lot of people get to experience the product, even if they're already users. Just the fact that they're able to come into a dispensary and really know what they're getting, and they get to try different products. So that is truly just what I'm excited about. So.
Go ahead, Louise. Take us away.
And new users, don't be scared. Come to NuMed. Give us a call. Stop by. Ask questions. We want to answer them.
That's good.
Yeah, because most of the time people are like, oh, you have some already built stigma about cannabis. Mm-hmm. Let us destroy it, because you can't really tell who's a cannabis user when you see them walk through the door.
Louise, I got a personal question to ask you.
Yes.
What is the highest you've ever been?
The highest I've ever been?
Yeah.
Probably right now. No, I'm just
I told you, man, they got it in their sleep.
I got a friend. I told the story last time, but it's so funny. He said he got so high, he was on a date with a girl. He was in the car and he stopped in the middle of the street. And she said, "What'd you stop in the middle of the street for?" He said, "Don't you see them two trees crossing the street?"
Yeah,
you ever been that high?
That's up there.
I can hope.
I can't say I did pass that turn like 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
Anybody else want to take a crack at it? No pun intended.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, cannabis is it's a plant. It's a plant that works well with our system. Some people use it, some people abuse it. Okay. So, I mean, you can't really judge people for either.
For sure.
But yeah, definitely.
It's personal choice.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off what you said earlier, I mean, whether you know it or not, it still provides a medicinal benefit to you. So whether you believe it or not, that's what is happening for you. So
that's good. Sound like y'all really enjoy where you work.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so. We get to help a lot of people.
And try stuff.
Yeah. They come in and they're barely walking, and and then they come in and they're vibrant and they're walking without the cane now, and they don't need that wheelchair anymore. And
wait a minute, and that stuff it works. I'm telling you, cause look, I got some back issues and I got some knee issues. You telling me?
I mean, think about consuming a pill for 15 years. Your livers are shutting down.
Yeah.
Your kidneys hurt. You have to go to the bathroom all the time. It hurts to even do anything, but you get off it. You start consuming more. You start breathing. Your body starts. I mean,
it's interesting now. You're making me think now.
Told me one time, I even took for granted. He's like, how long is since I've had a regular bowel movement, like stuff that you take for granted because you're on those pills.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was off of it and he was actually able to digest, and, you know, he started losing weight, and it's just great to just see.
So it's not all bad.
No,
I don't think any of it is bad.
Look, you have the small town, not in our backyard, people who say, nope, we don't want that because it's going to bring, what do they have other than what has been plastered all over the media? This is a drug dealer. When this is what happens to the town, when the drug. Look at the war on crime, the war on drug, all these different wars, that has been discussed, and the media has just played it all the way out. Who wants the New Jack City in their town? Who wants that? Who wants zombies? I'm just telling you, it's the reason why people say I do not want this. They don't first think for medicinal purposes.
I guess the best way to answer your question is, you could tell, or, even if you were joking or not, that at least I medicated before I came here.
Yeah, you're having a good time.
I still feel I was able to articulate a lot of my points well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting there going like, what was I saying?
Yeah.
I don't feel like a zombie because I learned what my doses were. I learned what my lines were. And yeah, sometimes I like to feel good. And, I calm my nerves before I got here too. But, all three of us are sitting here and able to have a conversation with you. And, I think that we're a good example of how most people are going to be. There's people that are going to experiment for their first time. And, you come in and see us on the 10th of January and you take one gummy and you don't split it in half. You may be giggling to yourself staring at a wall for 3 hours.
I'm not gummy, and I want that plant.
Well, same thing. You try some of that fresh motor.
I just love the smell of it. Do you have incense?
Not yet.
That's not a bad idea, though. There needs to be
That's interesting.
cannabis
I thought about
scented.
Maybe.
But then the children, everybody in the house would be. Come on now.
Well, you don't have. I guess you can. Have
If
the
it's in the
incense.
house, it's all everybody. We love coming over to the house. You got to see
If you're going to light
everybody.
up an incense, you might as well light up a joint, though.
See, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Aromatherapy.
See, look at that. He ready. He fired up. Then they had the little thing. What do you call it? Little lava lamp. Next thing you know, you got all those crystals and the salts, and everybody gonna be high.
Okay, Luis, let's just start a business where instead of incense, we'll just come over to people's houses and smoke in their living room.
See there? They get high. Y'all charge them. Not charge, but ask for donations. I can take some
$20,
donations.
please.
But let's get into a little bit more. So THC, CBD, sativa, indica, let's just break all this terminology down for our listeners. So,
That's a
as you
good
said,
idea.
THC is what gets you high, right?
The euphoria.
The euphoria.
That's a euphemism.
Pain
Okay.
relief. What the scientists say, or what science says, what CBD does is an anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic, antibacterial. I will tell you that everyone takes it differently. So I want to believe that all of that exists, or all of that what they say is true. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because who knows? It's the science. The science is new. Things change all the time. Right now, I believe in a whole plant-based product, not just THC or CBD. If you want to consume the product, if you're a home grower and you're like, I only eat it, I'm not going to grow it, I don't want to smoke it, I encourage you to eat it raw. Consume it in its more pure form. If you did want to get the most beneficial benefits, or the most benefits out of it.
Traditionally speaking, CBD is the more medicinal, THC is the more psychoactive. But like he's saying, when you put them together the way nature has it in the plant, usually it offers much more benefits, and that's called the entourage effect. And it's not just the THC or CBD, which is actually an umbrella term for CBD, CBN, CBG, and I don't have them all memorized, but there's lots of them. And as well as the terpenes, which terpenes, as you mentioned, aromatherapy earlier, this is what gives the cannabis the scent and the flavor. And these can actually add to the effects. And kind of you'll see some patterns in what we see as sativa versus indica. Sativa is usually associated with the more cerebral, uplifting, euphoric, happier, brain-related ones, where indicas are more sedative, relaxing, more focused on your body, and we really use those more for pain relief. But like Luis was saying, is that everybody's physiology is different. So sometimes we have to find what works right for one person, because what works for me in a certain way may not work for you that same exact way. So THC might work better for Luis's pain, and CBD might work better for Natasha's, and the combination might work better for mine. But that's something you kind of have to find out as a new user.
You have to try it. Proof's in the pudding.
So I was listening to an old Breakfast Club radio, interview with Snoop Dogg, and he was talking about like moon rock, and he was like, like all these, like he described like moon rock as like crackish, like. So can you talk about some of these strains? And I mean, Snoop is known for that, so he calling a strain crackish, like that's.
Well, Snoop actually inspired a strain called Green Crack. That might actually be his strain, if I'm right. It's called Green Crack. It's a very, very stimulating strain. It's really cerebral. It's really uplifting, energetic, and really creative. It's a really good strain for the daytime. When he says moon rock, that's actually not a strain. It's another type of product where you would get your bud, like just a nice bud, and coat it with a cannabis oil, and then powder it with keef. And then once you let that dry out a little bit, you smoke that.
Wow.
And
Triple threat.
And then you just lay there and drool for a little bit. So.
Damn, who wants to do that?
Well, I'm exaggerating, but it's unnecessarily potent.
But that's a real. I don't want to say a strain, but that's a real thing.
It's a real thing, yeah. It's also called caviar, and I think we just sold out of the last of ours at work, but we do get that in there by the grams and the eighths. Pretty potent product. You can make a little bit last quite a long. It's for someone who has a really high tolerance, where your normal or average strain isn't as heavy hitting as they might want. So they're going to add potency with that.
You'd be surprised who buys it. You're thinking like these, but then when you start thinking who actually buys these products, they're your regular grandmas and grandpas and productive members of society. It's amazing, like to see when people come in, they're like, I want to try this, and you're like, whoa. Yeah. Like, you want to try some concentrate? They're like, yeah.
And you want to believe the people that come in there. I mean, you just really wouldn't.
Are they high profile?
They see it online.
Well, we won't say
public figures. Well, you don't have to say names.
Well, we can't anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
HIPAA.
I don't want to know.
But I mean, just the type of people. Like, he's right. Like someone that could be literally your grandma. Because she's tired of taking opiates.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or she's tired of taking.
I'm waiting on that part.
She doesn't want to smoke a pile of cannabis.
Oh yeah, she's not coming in to get high. You know what I mean? She's coming in because they've been giving her fentanyl for 10 years, and she feels like a zombie, and she's tired of it, and she wants to spend time with her grandkids for the last 5 years of her life.
And know who they are, yeah.
And not just stare at them, know?
Wow.
So when they come in there and we can see that on their face, we really want to try to help them get off of those pills that are essentially ending their lives early.
That's interesting.
It's better when you just see, not better, but it's crazy when you see the caregiver, and then months later you see the patient come in.
And you all can actually see the difference.
Oh,
most
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, no, there's a favorite patient. Luis and I talk about this patient. We can't bring up his name all the time, but when we first met him, I mean, no joke, he came in a wheelchair, slumped over. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, couldn't even hardly lift his head and look at you. And now he's walking in waving. When he first came in, he had a 6-month terminal illness card.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we see this a lot.
So now he's cured. Y'all gonna mess up his disability compensation.
And I hate to say he's cured, but he's still here, and he comes in with a smile. So
okay, and y'all have seen this.
Definitely. Yes. When I first started, it was about a year ago, and I would hear these stories, and I'm like, I'm not saying like, ooh, yeah, okay, but you haven't actually seen it yet. But the past year, you just expect people that need wheelchairs, they'll need the canes, they need walking assistance, like they need the caregiver to come in because they can't even come in, and then they're getting the product at home, and then they're able to come in and function and have a conversation, and it's just amazing to see.
You believe that?
I mean,
I'm not gonna tell them they're lying.
I mean, you believe it? Like you didn't believe till you saw it.
until I saw it.
Y'all didn't believe till you saw it. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to hear about it, but to actually experience it.
I mean, it's really one of the more rewarding parts of the job. I mean, there's a lot of different examples. Just we hear all the time. I'm not taking this pill anymore. I'm not taking that pill anymore. I'm not taking fentanyl. They got me off these patches now. Well, it's great. I'm not taking. If they're not on chemo anymore, or I haven't been able to eat because they've been taking radiation, and now they're can't wait for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like we hear that all the time, and it's great.
People in their 90s getting cancer and then coming like months later and being fine.
Okay.
And then buying the same thing. They're like, I'm just going to keep it up. Like never being cannabis users, but just continuing with their regimen just because.
Okay.
People that come in, it was a patient that she had bad sciatic nerve issues, and it was one of our topicals that it's not even one of the most popular ones, but she's like, it cured it. I mean, and it's just very painful for her.
Really?
Yeah,
And just the past 3
I've
months,
had a
she's able
sciatic
to
nerve
walk,
issue.
You did?
Yeah, man.
You go get some of that weed?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you don't have a card?
No, I don't have a card.
I mean,
That's what I said. I'm gonna talk to him off wax.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you can ask us questions about getting your card. We can tell you everything you need to know about getting your card.
I'm coming in tomorrow.
All right, you better.
No later than Saturday. You open Saturday?
Okay.
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week.
Interesting.
You come in, we'll give you every bit of
I'm
information.
coming. I'm
I
coming.
won't be there Saturday.
What you gonna do over there?
I'm coming in tomorrow.
Just get information. You on a fact
No,
finding
I don't
mission?
care. I'm gonna get my. I'm gonna get
Get
my.
your card.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my
card. You're not gonna
cards.
need it. It's a couple of months.
Well, I'm trying to not
You can
pay them
make it.
taxes.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that part. The 1% versus the
Yeah.
shark bites.
28% and you're 30%.
Yeah. So
Okay, I got
okay.
you.
So yeah, I got a
Okay.
give us about 10 more minutes, and we're gonna let you. We're gonna get on up out of here. I got a few more questions. So now that it is becoming recreation, and if somebody has a condition, what is the process expedited, or can you get it expedited to get your card, or is it because I think the last time you came, you said it was kind of a long process to get your card.
Well, it's already been expedited, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so you can apply online and get what's called provisional access the next day. Now, the longest process is really going to see your doctor, and maybe some of the legwork as far as getting your photo and you're making sure your driver's license is current, having proofs of residency. There is a little bit of information you'll have to gather, which if you come in tomorrow, we'll give you that form and a whole checklist of all that.
Go about the military.
Oh, I want to speak to that.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah,
VA,
I'm a
the VA
veteran.
people.
Oh, you're
I'm
a
an Army
veteran?
veteran.
Hey, thank you
yes.
for your service.
Thank you. So if there's over 40 debilitating conditions, and you can look them up online, and if you're already being seen at the VA for one of those conditions, get your medical records. You can log into My Healthy Vet and request them and print them that way. And if that doesn't work, because it's kind of like the IRS or one of those websites where if you didn't remember you owned a car, a Buick in 1998, then you probably didn't, can't do the online. But go to the VA if you're already being seen, and then just go and request your records. Bring us those forms in lieu of the physician certification. Then you can go ahead and use that. And also with your DD-214 or your VA card, you get 50% off the state application fee. So you could essentially get a 1-year card for $50
Renewable how often?
every year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean $125 for a veteran, and opposed to $250 for 3 years, because you're already being seen for a condition. Then that's something that you can do.
And I don't want to dive down into this, but terminal patients are free. But now we're going back up.
For sure. Yeah.
That does make sense.
Important.
But then when you get well, then you got to start paying.
Yeah.
That makes sense. They're like, man, you ain't dying. You got to start paying. You've been coming in here for a year.
People coming in what do I do
Gave
now?
you 6 months. Hey, you start paying.
You're now you have to reapply and pay. And they're
Yeah.
what?
But they'll be
What?
happy. I mean, they should be happy. Yeah, like that. I'm still sick. They be coming in faking. Like, I ain't well. Like, man, it's been a year. Stop playing.
This dude, man. Natasha, can I ask you a personal question?
Not personal. No.
Not personal like that. A lot of black clients or no?
They're right here.
I would say so. I don't know what
For
the
real?
percent.
So there are some black people that
Definitely.
good. I'm glad to hear that, man. Because
You
we
surprised?
always,
Being represented. For sure.
we always trying to take the easy route, and
No, we not. That's a
that's just like, man,
objection.
I'm telling you. Well, it's good that you object because
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying.
It's
But
some of everybody. They got the EEO thing going over there. Some of everybody go over there. She's over there.
I'm not talking about her being an EEO. I'm talking about people
They come in there.
because you do have to disclose a lot of personal information.
trust
and,
issues.
we don't
have
have those
yeah.
issues
Well, we should.
for sure.
But I think it's going to kind of.
I tried to squeeze that question in.
That's a very good question.
I had been thinking about it for a while during the episode.
Yeah, we smoke weed. I think most people probably think
Because when Sean said the black market,
weed.
when Sean said the black market, you kind of had a joke about it.
It had been the black market for the longest. That's the market we was in. Everybody got locked up and they changed the system. They can let them back out.
And he said, what, 70,000 people?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
But they picked up other tickets since they've been in, so the little weed charge is gone.
Yeah. So we talked about indica and sativa.
Side effects.
Side effects. You are.
Hungry, happy, sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
So no known negative addictive side effects.
Nothing
about
addictive. I mean,
addictive.
so I think that anything that you like, you're going to want to do again.
That's true now. Yeah.
I mean, that's,
addiction, right?
giving your friend a high five.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's as addicting as giving your friend a high five.
But you can't die from it. I mean, you can only get so high with that.
There is no physical dependency developed from cannabis.
Come on, man.
There isn't. There might be a psychological, like, hey, I like being happy. If you could press a button and make yourself happy, how often would you do it?
That's pretty good euphemism. That's pretty slick.
But it's not physically.
I like that.
It's not physically. addicting.
It's not like heroin where you have this physiological addiction
You're not
where
gonna rob your mama for it, or at least you're probably not.
you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Okay. So no known scientific nothing.
So there are some. I mean, the only studies out there is, as far as my understanding, and I've only read this recently because I'm about to be a father, is that supposedly as your frontal lobe is developing up until the age of like 24, it can stunt the growth of your frontal lobe. That's just some stuff that's out there. I think that I've been smoking since I was 10, and I don't.
You had some liberal parents, didn't you? And you just sneaked. Okay. They were gone. You know what? Just man, go smoke a joint. Get out of here.
No, I would say that I would disagree, but that there are. If you were to Google it, you're going to see that. You're going to see things like that.
Yeah.
But really, hungry, happy, sleepy, cotton mouth. You know what I mean? The typical things you hear. You're going to drive 3 miles slower than the speed limit. Like
Just laid back.
Yeah, I mean,
chilling. Yeah, I mean, I smoke weed. It was just just chilling.
Yeah, you might eat a little more.
Yeah, I was gonna say eat a whole box of greasy church's chicken, and like no big deal. It's laughing at yourself,
That's about the side effects right there.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody that I've known that had smoked a lot of weed and was going to jump up and try to kill somebody.
Right.
Pretty late. I mean,
They got up, they forgot what they was about to
yeah, like what I ought to. Here, hit this.
Maybe a serial killer.
Yeah.
Insert trade chocolate. Shout out. The best cereal.
Sorry.
On the 10th. That's good.
Well,
All right, y'all.
I think
That was good. I got to get to that. That was good. I'm impressed.
Thank you all again for coming.
Yep.
Pleasure to meet you, Natasha and Luis. Sean, thanks again.
Thanks for having us.
When I contacted you, you very prompt in response and follow up. All I can say is thank you. We appreciate you.
No problem.
Good luck January 1st.
Yeah.
You know,
It's gonna be interesting. I'm just
yeah, I might text you all and just see how it went. I'm going out of town on the 2nd, so I'll be traveling on the 1st. So
Hey, I'll be ready for round 3. So
okay, we got to do it again.
yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll speak a little more.
It's gonna be
freely after the
interesting.
New Year.
Okay. I think you did answer all the questions. Yeah. Now, thank you again for being transparent as far as what you could talk about, what you know. We definitely appreciate it. This is Black Coffee, no sugar, no cream. This is episode 60.
Wow, 60.
Yeah. So
0.
I think you all came. We were like not even 10 yet.
It
So
was episode 10.
yeah. So yeah. So we
Wow.
we're still at it. So
Awesome.
again, Black Coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Everywhere where you can listen to podcasts, you can use your Bing search engine, Google search engine,
Okay.
Yahoo search engine, kNOW. You have to know the sugar and know the cream.
That was a good episode. You did good.
This was great. How you all feeling?
Really good.
I told man, they medicated. They don't care.
Plug the event again that you're having next week.
Oh, it's a job fair next Tuesday at the Urbana Free Library between 12:30 and 4:30 p.m.
And also, we know you're from Urbana NuMed. If you want to throw the address out there, the telephone number, feel free. If not,
Yeah, it's 105 East University Urbana at the 5 Points across from the U of I Credit Union and catty corner to the Walgreens. That's 217-607-2867. Give us a call. We're open 7 days a week, and we'd love to be able to help you out.
Okay. Hours.
Right now, it's 11 to 6 Monday through Friday, 12 to 5 Saturday and Sunday, but we will be expanding our hours after the new year, probably
10 to 7, right?
10 to 7.
Okay.
I've heard a couple different things, but we will be expanding our hours.
okay.
Bring your resume.
That was good, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all
job
hired.
fair, 26th,
You
next
never
Tuesday.
know what makes you qualified.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Good job, y'all.
So yeah, we're gonna sign off. Got to talk to these wonderful people off wax.
That's right. We're gonna hire.
You know what I'm saying? Off wax.
Set it up.
So again, Black Coffee, no sugar, no cream. Check out the YouTube video. It's okay
up now?
if we post a video to YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be available tomorrow. We'll be posting this link
Tomorrow.
ASAP.
That's good, man.
And yeah, so until next time, may peace be unto you, brother. Go ahead and take us home in the Arabic language.
Assalamu alaikum.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Peace, y'all. Episode
Peace.
60 in the
60.
books.